This is Fox 25 Sports.
And welcome back out to Fort Worth. TJ Eckert alongside Colby Daniels. One final preview here of the Armed Forces Bowl. OU taking on Navy tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And I know we talked earlier, the game maybe doesn't have a whole lot of significance. And that's kind of what played out during the press conference this morning. Most questions directed, Colby, to guys who are coming in from the portal or new coaches. It felt like that's where the focus was.
Yeah, I mean, the focus, I think, throughout college football since the regular season ended has been the transfer portal. Sure. Who are you losing? Who's going to be available to you going into the bowl schedule? And more importantly, who are you going to get out of the transfer portal to replace those players and to potentially be the hero for next year's edition of whatever team it is you're rooting for, which, if it's the Sooners, that would be one John Mateer, who's the #1 rated transfer portal player by most ranking services.
This felt like a guy that Brent Venables had to get. They got him. We've already covered this, but we hadn't heard from Venables yet after that had become official. And so today, he tried to deflect as much as he could. Didn't really want to talk about that, but he did give a little insight on getting Mateer to Norman.
He grew up here in Dallas area and very familiar with Oklahoma. Certainly Coach Arbuckle coming. There's a great familiarity and comfort for him. Incredibly thankful. He, chose to be a Sooner. We had to really start over in that room, and it's in a much different space now than what it was just a couple of weeks ago.
Speaking of quarterbacks, it will be Michael Hawkins starting the game for Oklahoma versus Navy in the Armed Forces Bowl. Michael Hawkins got a couple starts earlier this season before being benched for Jackson Arnold once again. He's getting valuable experience throughout this bowl season.
The more you play, the better you get. You go through the good and the bad, everything that you got to go through in order to develop. And Mike's taking it like a pro. He's the same guy every day. He's a quiet leader, but he's ultra consistent.
Pretty unique matchup here with Navy, right? I know we haven't talked a lot about the matchup because people are more concerned about what's happening next season, but let's focus on the game a little bit. What does OU's offense in particular have to do against Navy to have success?
I think it comes down to just don't make mistakes, right? I mean, you've got a lot of new pieces because of the transfer portal and injuries. Right. Not all of these guys have played together. You can't hurt yourself. Not every drive is going to be productive. Yeah. Not every drive is going to put points on the scoreboard, but you can't allow Navy to have extra opportunities. You can't commit turnovers. Sometimes you just have to play to see another down. Yeah. I think that's got to be the theme for Michael Hawkins and crew offensively.
I think defensively for the Sooners, it starts on first down. Everybody talks about getting these triple option offenses behind the chains. If you can win first down and get them off schedule, that's the best way to have success against an offense like this. The good news is they've had weeks to prepare for it. Normally, you only get 1 week in the season, right? Thankfully, they've gotten almost a month, really, to prepare for this offense. It's an interesting one to watch, very old school. It was fun listening to Newberry talk today. The guy's fired up.
Such a likable guy.
I know.
Yeah.
That was enjoyable. So we'll see what ends up happening in the game tomorrow. We'll have a full recap for you tomorrow night after the game. For now, here in Fort Worth, for Colby Daniels, I'm TJ Eckert reporting.